being able to do exactly what you wanted to do against the Panthers?
Yeah, man. Yeah, just next game. We got a short week. We kind of got dialing on the Raiders coming up. There's some things I think we can clean up that we can kind of bring into this game. I think Coach Brad's and on the defensive side of the ball that we can bring to this week. But yeah, man, it's on to the next game. A short week. I got to figure out how to go 1-0 this week.
What are the main things you guys do need to clean up at this point?
Yeah, man. I think just some explosive passes. I think we can work on that. I think that's just everybody working together. Rush, linebackers, deep guys. Things all working together, man. The continuity. That's something that we can work on and build on.
We'll go next to Jesse. No, go ahead, Jesse.
Hey, Nick, I just the offense has relied so much on you guys to win games earlier on. I just wonder how much pride you guys want to take to kind of take your responsibility back here in future weeks and be something the offense can rely upon.
Yeah, I think early in the year, man, we were great in that department. Yeah, I think after they scored, I think the last couple of games, maybe we've been giving up points. I think, especially in the away games, I think you can kind of take the crowd out of it by getting a stop, getting the ball back to the offense. So I think as we continue to progress as the season goes along, those possessions after the offense scores is something that we can try to minimize points on those possessions.
And real quick, you guys have been so good at tackling most of the season. The last couple games, it's been a little bit more of an issue. Anything you could put your finger on with that particular part?
Yeah, I just got to find ways to get guys on the ground. I think we're getting population at the ball, which is great. We missed a couple of tackles, but they're not leading to a lot of explosive plays because of the routing to the ball. But I believe that we can get the first guy, get him on the ground, help us get him in some more manageable downs for us.
We'll go next to Nate Taylor. Nate?
Hello, Nick. I have two questions for you. The first is, given you're a veteran now, how much of this season has been complicated for you and the rest of the guys, depending on all the injuries that you all have had? And what's it been like to sort of work through having more injuries than, previous seasons in your career so far?
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit different. But you've been around here long enough, and it's always next man up. And so that's kind of the mindset you have to have. In this league, nobody's playing games completely healthy. I think in the past year, we've been a little bit more fortunate in that department, but it comes to the game of ball, man. So it's next man up, man. It takes offensive three on the roster. That's why it's cut that way, and that's why it's managed that way. It's going to take everybody. We're going to need those guys that were on practice squad early in the year to kind of help us out in the back half of the year, and we're going to need the guys that are banged up to get back healthy and to play on them as well. So I think it's part of the game.
Yeah, and it sort of leads me to my second question. I know you guys have been anticipating Charles coming back onto the field. It could happen this Friday. Just what would his sort of return to the lineup do for you all, both on the field and maybe even from a psychological standpoint, knowing what he's been through in terms of the rehab?
Yeah, man, I think it'd be huge, man, for us and for him. Just from a morale standpoint, we're all here when he hurt himself going to the Super Bowl. We understand how important that was for him. So definitely be a problem for both sides of that. Getting back into the lineup. I think I understand that he's a great rusher. He brings that to the table for us. We could definitely use that in that department right now, especially with the guys going in and out the lineup and guys being banged up. And yeah, so he brings that and also brings just some charisma, some energy. He brings his own personality. Coach Reed's big on that, letting the personality show. And he's one of those guys that does that. I think he definitely brings that energetic side to our side of the ball.
We'll go next to Matt Foster. Matt?
Hey, Nick. Short week, what are some of the challenges that come with that, especially when the short week comes on a major holiday?
Yeah, definitely got family coming in town. Thanksgiving, everybody understands that. But yeah, man, just a short week coming from a away game. Try to get guys healthy as much as we can, and you have to get back in the swing of things. It's a short week. Got a different opponent, completely different outfit. So I think they got a new quarterback as well. I think the quarterback got hurt as well. So we're gonna figure out where we're gonna go in that direction. So there's a lot of moving parts, but I think that's gonna be the challenges going in this week.
And just with it being Thanksgiving, a great time of the year to kind of reflect on life and stuff. What are you kind of thankful for with everything going on in your life?
Yeah, man, I'm thankful for my family, my inner circle, those I've been on, and kind of give me throughout the week and give me throughout the season. Just health. Health's one of those things that are very fragile, not even just in terms of football. I'm so grateful for that as well.
We'll go next to Vahe Gregorian. Vahe?
Hey, Nick. You guys, for the most part, in your time here and Spag's time, tend to really peak and get better late in the season. I wonder why that's been over the last few years in general, and what gives you confidence that that's going to play out this way now?
Yeah, I think it's just the veteran group of guys that have been here long enough. Understand that you got to continue to try to get better in this back half of this year. So I think we got a lot of guys that are just looking in the mirror, figure out what they can be better at. I think that's a big thing. Also, just owning on the game plan and just owning what we're good at. I think we kind of we're multi defense, we're doing a lot of different things, and as you get to the back half of the year, man, you kind of get more numbers and more data on what you're really good at, and just honing in on those things. And yeah, I think we're going to kind of do that as the year progresses.
Thanks, Nick.
All right, Nick, that's all we have for you. Thank you for the time.
Yeah, thank you.
Mm. Can't hear you. Okay, media, you got him? Good? All right, awesome. Getting some thumbs up. All right, we'll kick it off with Jesse Newell. Go ahead, Jesse.
Hey, Trey, I just want to start with seeing Patrick scramble down the sideline. What's your reaction when you rewatch it, and guys, what do you think of him kind of at game point making plays like that?
It's just classic Patrick Mahomes, man, just extending plays and just being the ultimate competitor and finding a way to win and doing whatever it takes for, us to have victory and us to get a win.
I wanted to ask you about not only the sacks, obviously Carolina had 5 of them, but the last one in particular, you guys look like a stunt that they threw at you. Anything in particular stand out to you guys on that one, and things that you can fix?
It's an ET game and just something better recognition and, just being a better athlete in perimeter and just making sure they don't get to the quarterback.
We'll go next to Todd Lebo. Todd?
Hey, Trey, on those kind of things, when coach says we're going to clean it up, how does cleaning it up work? Is that just film study? Is it stuff on the practice field? Because I know you can't really practice full speed, especially at this time of year. What is the process to go about cleaning those little things up?
Just better recognition in the moment. Obviously in the situation we're faced, being able to understand, read the defensive mail and understand what they're presenting to us and just better awareness in that situation.
We'll go next to Sam McDowell. Sam?
Trey, you guys have been so successful late in game situations. What are those moments like when you're taking the field as an offense and Patrick's in the huddle for the first time, and just the mental approach you guys have to those situations?
Yeah, I just think the approach is pretty much the same. Just trying to be as focused and locked in the moment, understanding what you need to do at your job and what's required from your job in that situation. I think it requires just elite focus to understand the task at hand. You have a great operator in Patrick Mahomes who's going to coordinate everyone and get everything finely tuned the way we need it to be. And at the end of the day, if we all can just focus on our single role, playing together, football's ultimate team sport, if we all focus on our singular goal and objective, then we'll be able to accomplish our goals and be successful.
We'll go next to Matt Derrick. Matt?
Hey Trey, this is a different experience playing on a Friday. Don't do that very often. How's the preparation change a little bit this week, especially with the holiday too? I mean, how do you kind of balance all of that this week as far as getting ready, but then having a little bit different schedule than you've ever had before?
Yeah, it's tough. I feel like since I've been in the league with Coach Reed, he does an excellent job of making sure we're prepared week in and week out. And, obviously just the way our schedules across the league are just so different now. It takes a couple of amendments and things you have to do a little bit differently. But, Coach Reed does a phenomenal job. The entire coaching staff does a phenomenal job of making sure that we're prepared and ready to go and in tune with our game plan. So for us, our just mental focus has to be extremely sharp. You take nothing for granted with the holiday season coming in, watch what you're putting on your plate, before the game. But ultimately, it just takes a high level of focus and understand that, at the end of the day, we're here to go win a game and we're here to go play on Friday, but just being mentally sharp the entire time.
We'll go next to Vahe Gregorian. Vahe?
Hey, Trey. Just a little bit of the opposite of Sam's question, that those last drives, winning on the last play, can you describe what it feels like over and over again to walk off the field after winning on the last play? Is it relief? Is it assurance? What's the sort of broader feeling of doing that so often?
Yeah, there's a lot of parity in this league, and anytime you get a W, anytime you get a win, you're going to be happy and excited about it. Being able to walk off the field and get the dub in that fashion is always cool. But, at the end of the day, there's so much parity in this league. I can't reiterate that enough. I mean, anytime you can get a win, you're going to be happy about it. And, they're very hard to come by in this league, and we'll take a W on that scoreboard any single time we get it.
And I'm sure fans get frustrated with, these late endings, but for you guys, does it do something for you to keep winning this way? I mean, is there some aspect to it that girds you for more?
Yeah, I think just as a competitor and as a professional playing this sport, the more you win, the better you feel, man. When we step in that field, our objective every single time we step in the field, week in or week out, is to get that W at the win column, and just making sure we do that. Obviously, it's a great thing. It's a great feeling. Regardless, when you get a win, you're doing something right.
It looks like we have just a couple more for you. We'll go next to Nate Taylor. Nate?
Trey, you entered the league with Noah back in 2021. Just from your perspective, what has it been like to know he's always been a useful, very good player, but to know that he's obviously improved from entering the league with you to where he is now, scoring, back-to-back touchdowns in back-to-back games?
Yeah, to me, it's not a surprise. I mean, I take it back to like the Senior Bowl, watching how Noah operated that entire week, the professionalism, how serious he takes his craft, how hard he works week in, week out. The results are there, and he's worked his tail off for it every single time. Really close friend, great teammate, great human being, great person. Just really excited to keep watching him grow and keep watching him really prosper and flourish as he is.
Were you?
Sorry, Nate, let me unmute you again.
It's okay. Just a follow up on that, Trey. Whether for you or a lot of the guys in the locker room, what was it like when Noah gets rewarded with the contract right before the season starts, and then he, obviously has even better production. Obviously, this is career statistics throughout the cross of the season so far. We haven't even gotten to Thanksgiving, but for him to sort of back it up after being rewarded with the new contract.
Yeah, man, like I said, I can't reiterate it enough. Noah's a hard worker, great teammate, great human being, and to see that get rewarded from a financial standpoint is amazing. It's awesome. Super happy for him. Well deserved. Like I said, he works his tail off. There's a lot of things Noah does that sort of goes unseen a lot of times. He's been doing it for years, and for him to get that credit and to get the award once again, I couldn't be happier for him and his family. And, it's well deserved. And like I said, I love watching Noah great ball. I love watching him do his thing. And he's going to continue to be a great player as he has been.
We'll go last one to Matt Foster. Matt?
Hey, Trey, second meeting with the Raiders this season. What are some of the challenges and maybe even some of the benefits of facing a team for the second time in a season, and what kind of different prep goes into that?
Yeah, obviously it's a rivalry game, an AFC West opponent, guys we're familiar with, played multiple times in my career. And with that, as familiar as we are with them, they're familiar with us as well. And it's always a competitive battle. Have a lot of respect for that organization, that team as well. They always play tough. They have a lot of great ball players up front as well. And, some of the challenges are, the tendencies that they know that we have, we know that they have. It's sort of that trade-off there where it's like, okay, we sort of play these guys. We have a feel for them. So at the end of the day, it's going to be a tough game. Like I said, AFC West opponent. The familiarity with your opponent is definitely a big part of it. But it's going to be a tremendous challenge up front, and we'll be prepared for it, and they'll be prepared for us. And like I said, I can't give them enough praise and respect for how they play the game.
Thanks, Trey. We appreciate the time.
Absolutely. Thank y'all.